head coach Beth Cunningham. We'll let her start with an opening statement, then we'll go to questions.
Great win. Proud of our kids. Stepped up in a number of ways. Thought our defense was outstanding, especially in the second half. I mean, to hold them to 7 points or 17 points in the second half was outstanding. Thought, our kids figured it out a little bit more at halftime how to contain Dow and then Knudsen, but thought a lot of really, really good contributions. I mean, even just start the game, Connie Best comes out and bangs a three, and her defensive effort on the post players, and then Kamen comes in off the bench. I mean, just all the way around, I thought we had a ton of key contributions. So another great team win at home. One of our goals all year has been to be undefeated at home. So our kids have an opportunity to do that on Saturday. So can't be more excited for them and the position that they put us in.
What's that like? Is it a wake-up call after last weekend? Just how you see them respond throughout the week when the championship was there, and you guys kind of have to fight for it a little more now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a wake-up call. I mean, we knew the stretch was going to be really hard. I mean, that's the reality, And to be honest, even if we had come in and gone undefeated, I'd probably be more worried heading into the conference tournament because, it's just, the conference is good. I just think, we were in a position where it's, when you lose, you're a little more aware of some things that you have to tighten up. I think as a coaching staff, we're always aware of things we need to tighten up, but I think, the kids might be a little bit more locked in on really hearing the little things and how those things make a difference. So I don't think we needed a wake-up call. I mean, bottom line is, we had a great opportunity. We did a couple, some uncharacteristic things. We didn't shoot the ball maybe as well as we had. Some things to tighten up defensively, but, we knew going in, it was going to be a tough stretch with all these games, these last 6 games. So, I think we'll be better for it because of what we went through.
Just seeing them coming out today, just as locked in as we've seen them all season, just beginning to end. Didn't need a comeback this time against one of the good teams. Just what was it about the effort today that you saw that might be the best basketball you've seen kind of at the right time of the year?
Yeah, I think it was great. I mean, our kids have been locked in. When we started preparing, I feel like we've been preparing for this game for a month when it's like really it's only been a couple days. But, we were in a stretch where we really only had a lot of one-day prep. So to really have, kind of the two full days of prep, and then a shoot-around walkthrough, it just seemed like, it was more time than we usually had. But I think our kids were really excited to be at home. We were excited to play again. Obviously playing in front of a great crowd here tonight was awesome. There's a lot to play for right now, so I think it's hard not to be locked in and excited. And like I said, I think we've been a mature team all year. I think we've handled situations, the right way, and this was no different. Kids coming out and just being locked in and understanding defense and rebounding was going to be huge for us.
A win away now. And from
What's that?
A win away now from share of the league title. Just thoughts on that. And I'm sure you're going to give me some coach speak answer, but just
no. Obviously, Bradley's been playing their best basketball this season. They've had some good wins lately. I think they're probably one of the most improved teams in the league this year. If you watch them play, it's night and day. I'm glad we're playing at home. There's no question about it. But I'm just proud of our kids for the position and the opportunity that they have. They put themselves in a great position. They've got a great opportunity on Sunday. Like I said, we kind of had, goals set out beginning of the season, kept them short and sweet. One of those on the board still is up there is to be undefeated at home. So we have an opportunity to be the only team in the conference to do that this season, and that says a lot. And it'll be a great way to hopefully send our seniors off their last chance to play at home. But we've got to come out and continue to do all the things we've done to get to this point. But I love the position that they put us in, and I think we'll hopefully come out and take advantage of it.
Coach, for you to be able to have just 2 years with Lacey, we've seen the cohesion, we've seen the impact. What does a player like her do for a program like this? And what was it like for you to be able to give her that ball tonight for 2,000 career points?
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't put into words how much Lacey has meant to our program. She has changed the direction, since in the last 2 years. I think just how she goes about everything is how you should go about everything. She just handles things the right way. She just is relentless in how she practices, how she plays. How you guys see her play every night in a game is how she practices every minute in practice, literally. And so I don't think I've coached a lot of kids along the way. I've coached a lot of really good players, some great players, but I don't think I've ever had a kid play as hard on both ends of the floor for the entire game as she does. You know, some kids are a little bit maybe more offensive oriented, defensive oriented, and they find ways to take some breaks. Kid never takes a break. And so I just think, you know, she's gotten everything that she's earned. You know, she deserves it. She's had a heck of a career, scored a ton of points. I'm glad, you know, that we were able to recognize her, you know, tonight with that. And she's just had a remarkable career. I mean, but more than anything, I just think the type of kid she is. I mean, I've loved coaching that kid every minute of the way. It's a lot of fun. And, you know, you want to go out and it makes me want to put things together to win for her, for the team, you know, to put them in a position where they can go out and be successful.
But when I asked her, you know, what her tenure here has meant to her, you know, she got pretty emotional, had that Cameron speak first, and then she kind of composed herself. Clearly, right, growing up as a Lady Bear has meant so much to her. You've remarked a few times this year how much fun this team is to coach. Tonight, you only had 2 people in double figures, but it was balanced across the board. Do you feel like because she and other teams are kind of realizing the end is near, maybe this is raising their level, maybe raising their urgency just a bit more to realize, hey, we want to go out with the biggest of bangs?
I don't think, I mean, the way that this senior class plays, just in general, I don't think you really have to, I almost worry that they want it so bad that sometimes when you want something so bad, it goes the other way. And so more than anything, I mean, I've had discussions with Lacey, is more like, you know, trust your work, trust your preparation, trust everything you've done, have the confidence from that. That's for all of them. Because they've always had the right approach, they've always had a sense of urgency. And just because it's nearing the end, it's like, I just wanted to relax and play and have fun and trust all the work that they put into it, probably more than anything.
Coach talked about the losses last week almost being sort of a relief, you know, as you kind of build momentum and you get farther into March. How does the team feel about that as well? Is that something that kind of almost was a relief to them to know that we just got to take care of the games at home, go to the conference tournament, and take care of what we know we have to do?
I don't think there's ever a relief when you lose. I don't know if I would use those words. I mean, we're going into it trying to win. But I think, you know, you can always use whatever the situation is. And if you use it in the right way, whether it's something, a positive outcome or a negative outcome, a positive experience, negative experience, I think it's all about perspective and how you handle it. And so I think that's more than anything what we've tried to preach, whether it was last weekend or any other weekend. It's just kind of how you go about it. And so, you know, we want to put ourselves in a position where we had a different outcome. We didn't get the outcome we wanted, but you got to get back to the drawing board. You got to get back to things that are going to help you be successful, and you got to keep moving. I mean, I've said all along, there's going to be a ton of jockeying for position all the way to the last game of the season, and that's the reality. The only thing we can control is what we do every night, and then let the chips fall where they may. But I don't think we needed a wake-up call. I don't think it was a sense of relief. I think it's just, you know, you're playing in a really good league, really good teams. It's hard to go win on the road. We had to do it back-to-back weekends against the top teams in the conference. Like, it's hard. You know, it's gonna be hard, but I like the position we're in now.
Lacey scored 2 points last time you played against Illinois State. Just difference between now and then, just seeing her attack and do what she does, but just kind of what you see in watching film and seeing how she's doing.
Yeah, you know, this scout actually, when we came back, you know, we do different things with film. And to be honest, you know, we came back from that game and we split the team up into 2 different groups. And, you know, half of them watched the first half and half of them watched the second half. And then they kind of did post-game scout kind of like as we would do. Because I wanted, rather than me just going in and saying, hey, this is what happened, I wanted them to understand why we struggled or what we did. And I thought, I think across the board, they were honest and kind of, I don't know if I'd say tough on each other, but they were willing to talk about what they needed to do differently. And so I think coming from that game, I've kind of said for a while, Lacey has had this game start on her, in the back of her mind, because I thought that she did some things, probably offensively and defensively, that maybe weren't as characteristic as a typical Lacey. And so, I said after that game, I almost worried, I said I feel bad for Illinois State because Lacey's just had, I mean, coming back and going through and watching film and evaluating it with each other as a team, I think, I think she had some regrets, and it wasn't purposeful, but it was just, here's some things that you could have done differently to impact us. So more than anything, it was her defensively tonight. I mean, her offense, she's going to go, I mean, she's going to be able, I think, to control what we do, but I just think her defensive intensity, really set the tone for us tonight defensively more than anything. And the better we play on the defensive end of the floor, the better we're going to be on the offense. I guarantee you that.
Zoe had a good voice.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. First you heard it?
Yeah. When has she done that as well?
She did the national anthem for the opening, was it stunt and acro meet
Okay.
they had, they called a meet a match, a meet match,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. And then we have, in the fall, we had the Lady Bear Gala. And so it's one of our big fundraisers. And she actually, Sarah played the piano and she sang. And it was unbelievable. I forget what song did she do. Do you remember? I can't think of the name of it. I mean, she was unbelievable. I mean, she's really good. So I actually have been trying to get her to play or to have an opportunity for the national anthem. But I know that they booked a schedule so far in advance. It was before I knew, hey, let's have Zoe do the national anthem. And so this was last minute today. I've been trying to get her in, but they said, if there was a cancellation, they didn't want to bump anybody, but if there was a cancellation. And so they called this morning and said, hey, we have a cancellation. Does Zoe want to sing? So I called Zoe in a heartbeat. I mean,
It's a big
she's
crowd.
ready to do it.
Yeah, it's a big crowd, big
So I
stage.
thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. I mean, it was a great way to start the night and set things off. So yeah, she's talented. Yeah.
Last one for you real quick. Coach, just going back to your point about having the two separate groups break down film, right, that's, right, that can, you haven't lost a lot, so I understand why you haven't done a lot this year, but what does it say about the maturity of these leaders, these young players as well, to look each other in the face and have an accountable conversation and figure out how to make it work and put it to work?
Yeah, I think it says a lot. One of the toughest things, especially, probably especially for women, is to give and accept criticism, feedback, you name it, because, I don't know, it's just more the nature, I guess, of, but I always say, one of Coach McGraw's, I guess, famous words she always used to say is, do you want to be liked or do you want to win? And that's something that we say a lot in or more probably earlier in the year, and when you have a new group and you're trying to teach them to be honest with each other, and you've got to give and be able to give and receive feedback from whether it be peers or coaches or across the board. And at the end of the day, they say, hey, it's not hurting anybody's feelings if we need to say something, like we're going to be upfront and honest, but do you want to win or do you want to be liked? And I think we've got kids in the locker room that want to win. They also want to be liked, but I tell you what, they'll like each other a whole lot more if you're winning.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
I like that line a lot. That's good.
That's good. That's good.
You
You see what Valpo did?
I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were down 8 with 4 minutes left.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I just saw the final score.
They
Were
came
win by
back.
one?
Beat them by 1 with free throws.
Was it at Valpo?
Yes.
Was that Valpo?
Was that with like a second left? They made a pair of free throws.